the challenges that you may be experiencing when it comes to speaking with confidence and authenticity. Challenge number one may be that you're not speaking up at all. If you're noticing that in meetings or on calls or even in your life, you're just not speaking up. You have all these thoughts in your head, but they're not actually coming out. Challenge number two is second guessing yourself. Because who has ever had that experience where you want to say something? Or maybe even say the thing that was in your head the whole time, and then you second guess it. You hold back. You ruminate and think, oh my gosh, did I actually say that? Was that right? Did that resonate with people? And part of this vulnerability and naming the big problem is so that we can feel like we're in community with this. Because you got to know that you are not alone in this. Challenge number three is playing it safe. Because I'm curious if you've ever had that experience where you get called on in a meeting, or you do have the mic, in essence, you have the floor, and you just say the thing that's agreeable. You say the thing that you know people are going to nod in alignment with you, but it wasn't anything super meaningful. You didn't ruffle feathers. You didn't move the conversation forward. And in essence, you just kind of showed up, but not with a lot of impact or confidence. And number four here is seeking external validation. Y'all, I know what it is like. I am one of these people. Who here grew up wanting the gold star in school? I wanted the gold star. I was tracked very early on in my childhood as a gifted and talented student. Which, I have a whole sociology degree, and I have so many problems with that whole institution, whole way of tracking people. And one of the unintended consequences of being a part of that gifted and talented crew is that I constantly was seeking external validation. And I see this in the women that I work with constantly. They'll ask, was that right? Was that good? Not knowing if what they're saying is valuable until somebody else validates it for them. The first piece that we're talking about here is getting clear on what the challenge is. You got to be able to name the challenge that you are focused on so that we can then talk about what's possible on the other side of that challenge. And this is so often what I see with women in tech is that they are looking for one of four things. And I'm curious if any of these resonate for you. The first is to trust yourself more. To be able to know that whatever you're going to say in the meeting has value. Whatever you say in the meeting is going to create impact. And that leads to you speaking up more. That leads you to being in conversations amongst power and influence and being in the room. What's that that Hamilton song? I want to be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens, right? We want to get you into those rooms so that you can confidently speak up. Then at the end of the day, the goal here is to create impact. Creating impact for you in your life could look like getting the raise, getting the promotion, speaking up and calling out an issue within your company's process or your culture or something else. Like creating impact only happens when you trust yourself and you speak up. I really only work with women who care about creating an impact. Because I believe women are here to change the world. And at the end of the day, your opportunity is to make that money. Y'all, this world needs more good-hearted women who make more than enough money so that you can invest in yourself, your family, your community. I'm here to help you make that money. I'm here to help you get that raise, get that promotion, and live a life in alignment with what you truly want. And that only starts with understanding where I have been in my own journey. Because 5 years ago, I was in a very small office room. I was in this very small room with this one big window, and it was me and my CEO at the time sitting across from a big desk table between us. At the time, my COO and mentor had just given notice that he was leaving. And he was a key leader. He was driving projects, and I could not stop thinking about what the heck are we going to do now that he's gone? I was really worried because I did not see another leader at the organization who could advocate for these projects and drive them forward. I was in this room and I had my notebook in front of me, written in black ink, half a page of these bullet points of all of the projects that were not going to get covered now that he was gone. And I asked the question, like, what are we going to do? But as I was talking through each bullet point, I started to realize that these were all of the projects that I was leading. I was standing up a system. I was getting the team bought into the vision, getting them to actually make the change. And as I sat there in this meeting, my plan was to go in with the bullet points and be like, who is going to take care of this? And without any planning or foresight, in the middle of the conversation, I said, and that's why I believe I should be promoted to director of operations and join the senior leadership team. Yo, that was not my plan. That was not on my bulleted list. I had no idea that I wanted that. I had no idea I was going to ask for it. And I left that conversation flabbergasted. Because what he said was, okay. Yeah, makes sense. You've been leading all the projects. We now have a leadership vacuum. I'm going to promote you to director of operations and you're going to join the leadership team. Okay. Like, I left that office room feeling like a spinning top. Have you ever had those moments where like you don't even really know what's up or down or like where you are because your head is spinning of like, what just happened? And I walked past my COO who was leaving and he was going to talk with the CEO and I went to the back of the room. I didn't say anything. He went to talk to the CEO and he came and found me in this back room where I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? Sorry, I do curse, so tell children to close their ears. What the fuck just happened? And my COO came running back to me and he said, what happened? I was like, Joe, I don't know. Because I did not have director experience. I was way under the number of years of leadership experience that would have been recommended to be serving on senior leadership. And it wasn't a part of my plan. I didn't even know that was I was going to do. But here's the key lesson for me. You don't have to wait for permission. You can advocate for what you want. And sometimes your plan is not actually that great. You don't always have to have a plan. It's not about how you think you should show up, but it's about I had to allow myself to say what I actually wanted, what I actually meant, what I actually thought was necessary in order to change the trajectory of my career. Because after that conversation, I went on to serve in senior leadership at that organization. That led me to becoming a thought leader in this space, in the Salesforce ecosystem, and in tech on topics like courageous conversations, executive presence. And that led me to eventually launch my coaching company during the pandemic to serve women in tech to step into leadership and own their voice. And so I'm curious to know, For you, how do you relate to my story? Where are you on this journey of speaking with confidence and authenticity?